trauma in victims of crime as World marks Stress Awareness Month. Ewato Kingdom celebrates 2025 Ebako Festival. Plus, Super Eagles coach passes on at 74. Good evening and welcome to the main news bulletin on NTA Benin. I am Awuli Okolo. In February this year, a woman allegedly killed by her husband and another man was beheaded in the middle of the night. These cases represent just a fraction of violent crimes occurring across the state. Such tragedies create profound trauma not only for direct victims but also for indirect victims like family members. Now, how do these survivors cope? How do they manage their mental health? What resources help them heal? I met with the victim and some experts in Benin. Let's see. When violent crimes occur, calls for justice dominate the conversation.
We need justice! We need justice! We need
Justice, fair hearing, unbiased judgment. These are some of the demands we typically hear from those who experience such trauma.
The very first thing to do is to get the matter reported to the police. At the conclusion of the investigation, the suspect is charged to court, then is detained by the court while the file is forwarded to the DPP for the DPP's advice. And as soon as that is done, the matter is heard, by the required courts.
But does legal justice provide the emotional closure needed to move forward? Or are these calls for justice sometimes covering deeper needs for psychological support from people who do not know how to help themselves?
It's good to seek for justice, but sometimes it takes longer. In a lot of instances, it doesn't provide the healing that we want. I advise people go for healing first. Maintain your sanity first. Work on yourself first, because that's where the healing comes. You must look for coping strategies to go for challenges, whether victims of rape, victims of marital abuse, victims of catastrophic events. We can go for healing, and that's where psychotherapy comes in. And if this thing becomes so bad, we can give medications as psychiatrists.
Consider the case of Success Izeko, allegedly murdered by her husband. While her family awaits investigation and legal proceedings, they struggle with grief that extends far beyond the courtroom.
According to lawyer, they say the file never reached DPP office. So from DPP office, now the file will reach court as a murder case. Not easy at all because they lost it too much. She understand me. Tomorrow, my only sister will be say. No easy. I just want me she just get this justice. You understand me? So because they pay for debt too much.
As we observe Stress Awareness Month, experts say there's an urgent need to recognize trauma from violent crime as a significant stress trigger, one that requires specialized support beyond the justice system. Aggrieved by prolonged blackouts, inefficient power supply and outrageous bills, some residents of Okpanam in Oshimili North local government area have staged a peaceful protest over the situation, alleging exploitation by the Benin Electricity Distribution Company BDC, which oversees electricity distribution in Delta State. Susan Esu reports.
The protesters who took their grievances to the government house Asaba had different placards with various inscriptions. Addressing the protesters, the Chief of Staff Government House, Johnson Erijo, said the state government is not relenting in its effort at putting an end to poor power supply across the state. Erijo cited the new Delta State Electricity Sector Bill 2024, which has just been assented to by the state governor. He said the bill is a deliberate effort by government to give private sector investors opportunity to provide light to residents of the state as an alternative to the present arrangement under the Benin Electricity Distribution Company.
Issue of power, like you know, is a it's a national issue. Fortunately, I must tell you, with the administration of Tinubu, they have now, of course, liberalized the power sector. And here in Delta State, the governor, your proactive governor, is almost at the final stage of putting a proper legislative framework in place to deal with these challenges.
The leader of the protesters, Comrade Lucky Okolo, said the prolonged blackout has worsened the security situation in Okpanam. He called on government and other critical stakeholders to intervene.
Not just like bank to them. Anytime they want to withdraw, they come to us. We stay like 1 month, they don't give us light. In a month, even if they want to give us like 2 hours in a month, after like that 2 hours, the next hour, they will bring bill of 20-something thousand, 30-something thousand. And this unnecessary and intentional suffering has led to darkness in Okpanam. Is increasing crime in Okpanam.
Meanwhile, Governor Sheriff Oberoweri has signed the Delta State Electricity Sector Bill 2024 into law. This bill, assented to by the governor, will provide a wide range of investment opportunities in the generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity in Delta State. In Asaba, Susan Esu, NTA News.
Experts in the economic sector have described the current price fluctuations in the commodity sector as multidimensional, as various factors, including government policies, affect the current prices of food in the market. This was a summation by economic experts while talking on the prices of food items in Ekiti State in the second quarter. Adobe Jojiba reports.
The prices of food items, particularly rice, beans, palm oil, groundnut oil, and other commodities have been described as unstable by many traders. They say that prices have been high over the past 2 months and have now come down a bit, but not to levels affordable for customers. They say that factors in the economy beyond their control have significantly affected their purchasing power, disrupting their capital chain, thereby leading to serious challenges in their trade.
The oil, the palm oil is rise up very well, but now past 2 months we are buying maybe 70 plus 60 plus, but now the thing don't come down. We are buying almost 40 plus now. The thing don't come down small. And the groundnut oil is up before maybe 80 plus, but now it's coming down up to 60 plus down. So the difference, small different day inside it.
To this now, 2 months ago, we buy the basket of tomatoes and 75,000 naira. But yesterday now, we buy it 65,000 naira. Pepper, she not go down at all. She going up every day. We buy a pepper, bag of pepper, the white one that we are looking at. We buy it 140. Today now we buy it 150,000 naira.
Bag of rice now is 75,000 naira. Two months later, it's 60,000. But now they are selling 75,000 naira.
Funny rice, big one now, we are selling 83. Where we are selling before 90,000, 95,000. Small rice now we are selling 68. Where we are selling before 75, 76. Nigeria rice now, our own rice, we are selling 60, 58.
Economists have offered varying degrees of analysis regarding the reasons behind this trend. They emphasize that actions are needed to holistically reverse this indicator, as it poses serious concerns for both traders and consumers.
If you really interact with most of these women, you will pity them. The way they go from one place to the market, they be confused. The budget of the family, they believe that people to capture all these things. What they experience in the last market, by the time you see them get to the market, and maybe it's 5-day interval, they meet another set of prices.
So what is the way forward?
So the problem we have is this: we are a consuming nation. we produce little or nothing.
Although the market has its mechanism for managing price fluctuations, traders believe that government policies are their last hope. In Ado-Ekiti, Adogbeji, Ojegba, NTA News.
We'll take a break now. Don't go away. We have more reports lined up for you. Stay tuned.
With the glory, great things he has done. I'm inviting you to join us in a very special service this Sunday at New Covenant Gospel Church by Dokpolo Grammar School in New Benin, Benin City. You will pursue, overtake, and recover all. Come and enjoy the covenant blessings of God. I will be preaching and ministering. Come and be blessed. Come with your household. I'm expecting you. The first service is 7:30 a.m. and the second is 9:30 a.m. Either of these will bless your life.
Missing vehicle. This is to inform the general public that a Toyota Hiace bus belonging to Ameusa Motors with engine number 2611735 ETR, chassis number JTF XX22P0062115, registration number FUG 538ZY, color white, has been declared stolen. The Hiace bus was stolen at Agbo Town, Delta State. Date 14th of March 2025. Time 3 p.m. Anyone with useful information about the whereabouts of the stolen vehicle should contact the nearest police station or call the following telephone numbers: 0034719058 or 08074116441.
Next time you visit hospitality is go.
This is the voice of God to you all. I want to invite you to join me to worship this God who has a better plan for your life. For he told us in Jeremiah 29:11, I know the plan I have for you. I know the plan I have for you. Plan of peace, plan of success, plan of victory, plan of joy, and how to bring you to expected end. You may now be living a life of hopelessness, a planless life. You think all is over. I say to you, it is not over. Join me please to worship in any branch of Christ chosen Church of God, in Nigeria, in Benin, anywhere, all over. God will generally meet you and grant you your heart desires. You are blessed in Jesus' name.
Discover the perfect getaway at Rollers Resort and Hotel, where exceptional service meets unforgettable experience. Our beautifully appointed rooms offer comfort and relaxation after a day of exploration. Refreshing swimming pools and exquisite wining and dining options, sumptuously prepared local and continental cuisines, and our shawarma is to die for. Explore our well-suited event center, conference hall, and ample parking lots for all our guests. It's so welcoming and inviting. Visit us at 104 Sapelo Road beside Con Oil Filling Station, Station, Benin City, or book your stay right now at www.rolandshotel.com or call these numbers and create memories that last a lifetime. Rollers Resort and Hotel, where ballers roll out in numbers.
You're welcome back. Asian land seemed clearly determined to put its best cultural foot forward as sons and daughters of Ewato Kingdom in Asian's Southeast Council area of Edo State gathered to celebrate this year's Ubebako Festival. It was in collaboration with the traditional ruler of Ewato Kingdom, Zaiki Osaigi Kume I. Gabriel Osaigi has details. Will come in the course of the news. Now, meanwhile, when you encounter someone for the first time, the first thing to do is to introduce yourself by saying your name. Now, when also a child is born, the next thing to do is to give the child a name. Now, do you think that your name or the name you give your child can influence his or her personality or future? Well, in this report, Elizabeth Omoko dives into the fascinating myths behind names to find out if names actually shape identity, fate, and character.
Careful! Names are more than just labels. They are an integral part of one's identity and sense of existence. From the moment a child is born, the name becomes a fundamental aspect of who the child is. From cultural to religious and historical perspectives, respondents say names reflect familiar traditions, religious beliefs, and societal norms.
Every time a name is given in biblical understanding and even in African concept, there's a history behind it. There's an expectation concerning it. There's a prayer about it.
The parents are pronouncing either blessing or curse on the child, depending on what name they are giving to that child. For having giving that child a name, it goes a long way.
People have changed their names because they find that the names given to them has not really helped them. So they will change their name from what they were answering before now to another name. Name calling in Nigeria, in Africa, is synonymous with what is happening to the person.
Yes, there's one I know that gave a child a sorrowful name because of the way she gave birth to that child, and that's something that affected the child while the child grew up, even in business.
In the traditional African setting, we always believe that the name we give to the child has effects.
Ikechuku. That Ikechuku means the power of God. So when that person grows up, you will see that person very energetic. They will say, oh, that person is living after the name that he was given.
One may wonder why names like fish, dog, and bush are answered in Western culture, yet without effects.
The reason why they are making because environmental factors make anybody to make it over there. Unlike where there is struggle. So the way to break through the struggle, you better start with your name. So that when your name is alright, you now know where the problems are. You know, in the Western world, they don't believe in the spirits. We here believe in the spirits. The Western world, they believe that whatever witchcraft you have is for development. But in Africa, we believe that black magic, you use it negatively.
At a time where social vices are on the increase, with most criminal suspects bearing beautiful names, a respondent has this to say.
Take my name for instance, Osaemi Nodame. My parents did not just give me that name. It was a problem that they had of having a male child. That at the end, when they got me, they were so happy and said, God knows what is paining me. That name, which is the other aspect of it, was Samuel. And therefore, Samuel was dedicated to God. I should be disappointing my parents and my father and God if I'm doing anything contrary.
Ultimately, the choice of a name is deeply a personal decision for parents, reflecting their hopes, aspirations, and values for the child's future. In Benin, Elizabeth Omoko, NTA News.
Thank you, Elizabeth. My name means joy, so maybe that's why I'm always smiling. Who knows? We'll take another break. Don't go away. We'll have sports right after.
Hallelujah, glory be to God. This is Dr. Azemi Azena, the very true son of the Oracle, the pastor in charge of Omega Fire Ministry, Southern Region 3, Lot 224 Wayek Road at Duwawa, Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. I want to use this opportunity on behalf of my family, on behalf of my wife, and the entire church of Omega Fire Ministry to invite you to our special, unique, inspiring, prophetic service of tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. I want you to come with your families. I want you to come with your friends. I want you to worship with us. There is something God is doing in our midst, and we can't keep it to ourselves alone. I want you to be part of what we are enjoying. That is why I'm inviting you to join us tomorrow. The venue is Omega Fire Ministries, Southern Region 3, Plot 224 Wayek Road at Duwawa, Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. I remain your friend, your pastor, your dear preacher. God bless you in Jesus' name.
They know they tell person, everybody must to see with their eyes. Oye Technical Generator Shopping Mall, the headquarters for generator matter. You do well as you make it easy for everybody to get generator. Whether a small one as my pocket reach or Perkins and Meccano generator, all answer present for Oye Technical. For quality generators for borehole, air conditioners, office, business or personal use, them full ground. All our generators come with correct spare parts and for better price. We still get grinding machine, pepper mill, sewing machines, lawnmower, borehole pumping machine. How many I go fit talk? Come take your eye see for the generator headquarters. Oye Technical Limited, number 79, 81, 83 Mission Road for Benin, and all other Oye Technical branches. Oye Technical Limited, affordable quality generators for everybody.
Audio Jungle.
Whatever your occasion, whatever your requirement, Efedusa Catering Services is well equipped to cater for the catering needs of your event. With our customized menu of mouth-watering African and continental dishes, cocktails and small chops, is definitely going to be a mouth-watering experience. Our well-trained and friendly chefs and staff, our royal dining arrangement is sure to make your event grand and memorable. Be it weddings reception, corporate function, anniversary parties, birthday celebration, funeral reception, we will render an event of distinction. We're into event planning and consultancy services. Also, our amazing Grace Event Hall, which can provide up to 500 seating capacity for any event hosting, is sure to blow your mind. Call Efedusa Catering Services on 0807-777-7291 or visit us at 51 Airport Road, Benin City, Edo State, and Peck Filling Station, Uluku Junction, Uluku, Benin City. Efedusa Catering Services, caterers of distinction.
You're welcome back. Christian Chukwu, the former Super Eagles captain and national team coach, has passed away at 74. He died on Saturday, April 12, 2025. According to his former teammate and close friend, Dr. Olusegun Odibami, Chukwu's legacy in Nigerian football is immense. He captained the Green Eagles to their first ever Africa Cup of Nations title in 1980. Defeating Algeria 3-0 in the final. As a coach, he led the Super Eagles to a third-place finish at the 2004 African Cup of Nations in Tunisia. Some of his notable achievements include captain of Super Eagles, where he led the team to their first AFCON title in 1980. Served as stalwart for Enugu Rangers, who played throughout the 1970s, leading them to numerous domestic honors. As Super Eagles coach, managed the national team between 2002 and 2005. Christian Chukwu's passing marks the end of an era in Nigerian football, with tributes pouring in from former teammates, players he mentored, and the nation. Now, for more stories trending in the sporting world, let's join Peter Oibo.
Defending champions Zamalek of Egypt have qualified for the finals at the ongoing 2025 African Women's Volleyball Club Championship in Abuja after a hard-fought 3-2 victory over Kenya Pipeline Company Volleyball Club during the semi-finals. While Al Ali Sporting Club of Egypt are also through to the finals after defeating CFC Volleyball Club of Tunisia in 3 straight sets, 25-15, 25-23 and 25-21. Record holders Al Ali will meet Zamalek in an all-Egyptian final on Sunday. The top 2 North African clubs have automatically secured qualifications to represent the continent at the World Championship. Meanwhile, as preparation gear up ahead of the National Sport Festival in Ogun State, the state government says all facilities to be used for the National Sport Festival scheduled for next month will be ready. The Ogun State Governor, Dapo Abiodun, gave this assurance in Abeokuta during inspection of facilities.
The track that's already in place, the field that's probably at about 80% completion, the warm-up pool, the main pool, the handball courts, the tennis courts. I would say that this facility is probably at about maybe 95% completion.
Away from that, handball players from the 6th geopolitical zone of Nigeria are gearing up for the 4x4 handball national competition in Nigeria, as coaches and referees from the South-South zone are updating themselves in Benin City, the Edo State capital, on the latest rules and regulations of the sport.
Passion. Your major objective is to popularize it, because if you look at conventional handball, you need a wider court, 40 by 20, but with this 4x4, the space requirement is reduced.
With sport updates, Peter.
Now back to our earlier report where we talked about the Ebako Festival being celebrated by sons and daughters of Ewato Kingdom in Eastern Southeast Council area of Edo State in collaboration with the traditional ruler of Ewato Kingdom, Zaiki Osaige Kume I. Gabriel Osaige's report is ready for us.
Ukwe Ebako, which means a celebration of the harvest for the year, is an annual festival observed every year in Ewato Kingdom. The annual Ukwe Ebako, also referred to as the traditional New Year festival, gives ample opportunity to sons and daughters of the land, both at home and diaspora, to reunite and chart a new course for the communal development of Ewato Kingdom. Onoje Zaiki Osage Ihume I welcomed the people and appreciated them for their loyalty and support for the kingdom. Zaiki Osage Ihume I prayed to Almighty God and ancestors for divine protection and provision for the people and for Ewato Kingdom.
God has provided, given me the strength to come in to celebrate this Ukwe Bako, then Bako Ali. So God is giving me blessing and all these things. So I should come out and be happy all the time.
The 18 communities in Ewato, led by their various chiefs, danced and presented their various harvests and other gift items before the king.